Mike, I'd like to take the next few minutes just to reflect with you on your magnificent career with Glamorgan. It started in 1997, a double hundred on debut against Oxford University.
Yeah, it's got a big start to my career, but it slightly went downhill from there, I've got to add. But no, I'm very pleased to start with a double hundred against Oxford, and I'm very proud of that.
And 1997 was a massive year for Glamorgan County Cricket Club because they won the county championship, and you played in 3 of those games that year.
Yeah, it's quite a strange start to a career because I played in such a good team then. We obviously won the championship then. It probably didn't really sink in probably 2 or 3 years later how good and how big that was for the club winning the championship, because it was also my first year and I just thought that's the way it is. Glamorgan win games and they win championships and that's what it's like, but it's obviously not as easy as I found out later on in my career.
Well, Glamorgan also winning one-day competitions because in the year 2000 you played a very important role in Glamorgan getting to the final of the Benton and Hedges Cup. Here we are sitting at the Swellex Stadium where, when the ground was known as Sophia Gardens, Glamorgan played Surrey in the semi-final, and you shared a very important partnership with Matthew Maynard.
Yeah, it was a big year for us then. It was obviously a very nice day out at Lords, 2 or 3 weeks later after we won that semi-final. But I mean, playing with Matt, I played a lot with Matt through my career, and it was quite easy to bat with him because they concentrated so much on Matt, the bowlers. They almost forget about me at the other end, so I was just picking off runs left, right and centre without being noticed, really.
And Glamorgan met Gloucestershire then in the final of the 2000 B&H Cup. What are your memories of that day at Lords?
It was just a great day. My family were there, a lot of my friends were there. It was just a huge occasion. I played a lot of Lords when it hasn't been so full, and to see the place full, it was a beautiful sunny day. Obviously, we came on the wrong side of the result that day, but it was a great occasion and a big day for the club.
Glamorgan may have lost there at Lords in 2000, but Glamorgan's winners again in the year 2002 and again in 2004 in the National League. Let's look first of all, Mike, at 2002. That game at Canterbury against Kent. It was a head-to-head, and you played a very, very important role, a match-winning innings there against Kent at Canterbury.
Yeah, it was a must-win game down at Canterbury that day, and it felt like half of Wales were down there with us, just like the Lords final. But I mean, we were a good side, led by our overseas player in the shape of Michael Kastovich, who was probably the best player I played with as far as overseas players concerned at the club. We were very lucky to have him. We had a good side. We had some senior players who were very good, and also had a few youngsters coming through now. Seen as your regulation Glamorgan players like your Mark Wallace and people like this, but they were just youngsters back then coming into the game. So we had a very good blend of youth and experience.
And that carried forward into 2004 when Glamorgan won the National League again, beating Lancashire at Colwyn Bay.
Yeah, that was nice. It was nice to win a trophy on Welsh soil, which was nice. And we had obviously great support up there again. But I think we were just riding a crest away from the few previous years before. We still had a very solid set team, and that helped us and win a lot of games. We won a lot of games that we probably shouldn't have won, but we said some stand-up performances that helped out in certain games.
We've spoken a lot about one-day cricket. You personally in 4-day cricket. 2006 was an annus mirabilis for you, with a double hundred against Essex and then another double hundred against Gloucestershire at Cheltenham, and in fact getting 299 and looking for a while, Mike, as if you might even break your very good friend Steve James's county record.
Yeah, it was a nice patch for me then, I suppose, and a good year, but going into that 299 innings against Gloucester, like you said, I was in good form anyway on the back of that Essex game. But it sits comfortably with me that obviously I would have liked to have got 300, but the fact that Steve James's, I think, 309 record, sits above me, and I'm comfortable with that. Steve's a lot better player than me, and obviously went on to represent England. He works a lot harder in his game than me, I think, and I just sits comfortably with that he's got a better score than me, and I'm second behind him.
Well, from the highs of 2006 to what must be said the lows of 2007, an injury, a life-threatening injury. Your memories of 2007?
Yeah, it was a horrendous year for me. I had a blood clot under my collarbone, and that put me out for the whole year, which, like you said, life-threatening. I was life support for about 4 days and intense care for about 7 days. And yeah, it wasn't great. And I was told then I was never going to play again. So the fact I was coming back and I played the following year was a big step for me, and probably bigger than a lot of people thought at the time. And to be honest, that was the lowest part of my career, lowest part of my life. And then to come back and just play again. I know we haven't won anything since, but just coming back and playing cricket again and in the first team and walking out, what's known as Swale Stadium now, to me was the highest point in my career.
And of course, a little part of you is always going to be here at the Swale Stadium, because out there in the middle, here we are sitting in the Glamorgan change room, but out there in the middle is part of you, Mike.
Yeah, well, what happened was they took the rib out that was causing all the blood clots that was threatening my life, and it just seemed a bit strange to throw it away in a dustbin. So they kept it for me, and I asked Len, the groundsman, then sadly it doesn't work anymore. If you dig a hole, and I can bury it in the ground. So I suppose there's always a part of me that's going to be here at Swale Stadium.
And this year is your benefit year. You've had a very successful year. Quite a few further functions to happen.
Yeah, I've got a few functions. It's been great. I'd like to thank all the people who helped me out and raise the money we have done, and also there's two charities, T Haven and Lord's Taverners, who are benefiting from my benefit as well. But I've got a couple of events coming up. Probably the biggest will be my closing do, which is actually going to be a boxing night, and I'll be fighting Peter Rogers, the ex-Welsh prop, in that. So some people might look forward to that, but me, not so much.
Well, Mike, on behalf of everyone here at Glamorgan Cricket, many thanks for your contribution over the years. And, of course, October, a very, very big month for you, because you're getting married.
Yeah, I am. I'm married on the 8th of October. I'm not saying that I've had anything to do with it. I haven't organised a thing. So my wife-to-be, Pippa, has done the lot. So I've had enough on my plate, to be honest. But it should be a good day. Yeah, I also like to thank, there's a number of people. I don't want to pick anyone out of my career at Glamorgan, but probably the standout, if I could pick one out, would probably be John Derrick, our ex-coach at Glamorgan. He's been a huge support for me since we came in contact with each other when I was 11 up in Ebervale Indoor School, and since then he's seen me through my career, and it's easy to say that without him I definitely wouldn't have had a career, let alone last as long as I can. So I owe him pretty much my whole career to him.
Mike, many thanks.
Okay.